we're gonna shine this on Shannon just a little bit.
Oh, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do
No,
that.
don't do it.
You're in the spotlight now.
You're in the spotlight. See that light back there coming right down? Oh, boom! Right, boom! There it is. So I guess if you want to tell us a little bit, I know you got Extreme Southern Productions. You want to tell us a little bit about your business?
Sure.
And
Yeah.
we got some questions here to ask you, but I'll let you explain.
Questions? What kind of
questions? Some personal ones.
Oh my goodness.
No, not really.
Oh my goodness.
But
Yeah. Yeah. So Extreme Southern Productions. Let's talk about it. It originated. We started in 2009. Ryan Stess. I don't know if he's watching. He probably isn't watching, but we started doing cornhole tournaments, and then Ryan needed a DJ. Knew I had a PA system, and I told him I'd do it because he couldn't afford a DJ, so I did it, and I sucked at it. Everybody loved it.
happens sometimes.
Yeah, hey. So I did not want to be a DJ. I did not like it at all. And then Chad Ryan, if he's watching, probably not. But if you watch later, I did his wedding. And then Gary Robertson, I did his wedding. And then it just snowballed from there. And we're doing hundreds of weddings a year now. So it started as something I didn't want to do and wasn't comfortable doing, didn't enjoy doing, to something I love doing, I love being a part of now, and you got a big part of that too. So I looked up to you when I was starting out. So
yeah, I can relate to you on a lot of stuff, like some of the questions, because we was laughing earlier, talking a little bit about it, some of the stuff. But what is one common myth that everybody claims about your field of business, like DJing? What is a common myth that everybody says?
So it's easy. Everybody says it's easy. Everybody says we just come and play music. Everybody says it's all you got to do is 3 hours worth of work and you get paid. They don't know what goes on in the backside of it, and they don't know what the stress that you're under, the pressure you're under as you're DJing. It's fun. It's great when everything's going great. It's awesome. But when it's not going great, it's pretty rough to get through.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like doing a wedding, you got to make sure you play the exact right song at the exact right moment.
And hope it don't mess up.
Yes.
And
Hope
don't
it
freeze
mess
up.
It don't freeze. The setting up.
Yeah.
And,
Sure.
Just
Because that's their day. So, I mean, like, you
got one chance.
One chance
One
not
chance.
to screw that shit up.
Yeah, one
And
chance.
They're depending on you not to screw it up.
Yeah.
So-
And when you do, you got to try to make up for it, and that's rough. So.
All right. So, what, on that one, what is the biggest mistake that you ever had that you did? Did it teach you a valuable lesson?
Well, I've had a few. Probably agreeing to run off a generator and blowing equipment. Yeah.
You blew it. You blew your equipment.
Yeah. We blew up a whole system. Those things you live, you learn. I won't do it again. And
So, taught you a lesson, huh? Don't do
yeah,
it again.
yeah, I won't do it again.
Don't do it again. Burn me once, burn me twice.
But you live, you learn.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would have done the same thing. I wouldn't have thought it through, really. It just, the volts and stuff don't regulate the same.
And
It's
it
kinda
was
up and
fine.
down.
It was fine till later in the night. We started hammering and having a good time, and
Turning it up. And it really pushed the system, I guess.
oh yeah.
All right. So, Joe, you want to take that next one?
yeah. What is the craziest thing you have had happen to you while you were in the field?
Uh-oh.
That's fine.
All right. Craziest thing I ever had happen. Well, I had somebody grab my junk one time. I was on the dance floor.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
That's
just,
what,
just
at-
right
at
out
a
in the middle of
wedding?
nowhere. Just
It wasn't.
Sure.
It wasn't the
Yeah.
bride, was it?
No, bride's
Okay.
sister.
Oh, bride's sister. Oh, okay.
And if you're watching, I'm sorry. I'm not mentioning no names.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've had. If you DJ'd, you've had something something
Yeah,
bad,
yeah.
like really happened.
The
The drunk ones are really entertaining.
So I did one of the mishaps I had one time. I always fill up the toast glasses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And normally, brides pick, white,
Right.
wine or something like that to not get a stain.
Oh,
Things
gosh.
well, there was they picked red wine, right?
Good one.
We had it. I was pouring the glass, and there was a table that was connected to another table, and it was kind of off edge a little bit. Yeah. I went to set on it, and I didn't see it, and it went to spill on the bride. So I grabbed it, and when I did, I flung it all over.
I christened thee.
Yeah. So that was a very bad moment. I promise, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, that don't happen anymore.
Well, I mean, that's how you learn.
Lessons learned.
Yeah, you learn a lot of stuff. Like
Use
there
white
was-
wine, not
yeah.
red.
I learned.
That's
I
what
learned to make sure that whoever's doing the speeches too, when I did do it, to make sure they're not toasted.
Sure,
It never.
sure.
It never ends
It
well.
never goes well.
No, it goes really bad,
Right.
and it can go way out of hand real quick.
Right,
so there's
right.
things you learn as you're doing it. Because, like I said before, you didn't just you weren't behind DJing all your life.
No,
you
no,
did
no.
other
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So it
Yeah.
was something that you learned to do, and you became good at it.
Yeah.
And by the way, Pam's pregnant. Fuck her out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of shit.
That kind of stuff. Yeah.
yeah, we've had that happen before.
Oh, yeah.
it was bad.
But you live. So when those bad things happen, and this goes for.
At the time, they suck really bad.
It does, but this goes for anything you do in life. When those bad things happen, and you feel it, like your blood pressure goes up, and you're just stressed, and your head feels like it's gonna pop, right? You learn so much quicker in that moment than you would if it just kind of didn't happen, as bad to you, right?
Right.
You learn that is never gonna happen again.
Yeah, because you'll find a way to fix that issue.
Yeah.
That it doesn't happen. Like I said, I learned after the first time, it was just like, okay, we got to start making sure, hey, you doing the speech? And I keep an eye on him.
Sure. Yeah.
And make sure if he's over just pounding shots and shit, I'm like, hey, we're going to have to figure something out
Right.
about this dude because he's
Right.
going to end up saying something really stupid.
Right.
And it's going to
Well,
be bad.
Not only that, but say when you got to you do the introduction of the bridal party and the bride and groom, make sure you say the names right.
Oh,
Sure. No.
yeah. Yeah, that's a definite,
Yeah.
like,
I practice
it's
those.
hard.
I practice those. So I record all my consultations, and I practice those from the morning. You can ask my wife and everybody. I practice those from the morning all the way through the wedding, like to the grand entrance. I'm practicing their names. I listen to them in ear pods and practice their names nonstop, just so I don't mess them up.
so you don't screw him up.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So next one I got for you is looking back on your road to success and where you came from now. What was your best day you felt, and what was the worst day that you can recall?
I've had a lot of bad days. I don't have one that really sticks out, but they're all just kind of, mild bad days. I didn't ever had really major bad days, but when you're DJing, it's fun. When you look back, you look at your top 10 weddings that you've ever DJ'd. That you just can look back and be like,
That was awesome.
put names to those weddings,
Yeah.
right? But looking back, I think my best day is when I look back. You know what? I'm gonna start over. So my best day is it came this year. I was DJing. We haven't had a lot of events this year because of coronavirus, but I was DJing a Christmas. Like a light up Lagrange, but it was on the strip, and we were DJing all the way down the strip and stuff, and my family come out to see me, and my son put on the headphones, and got behind the tables and started playing around and stuff, and man, that was a big day. BJ, yes, that is one of the top 10 weddings. I'm not gonna mention any names because I don't want to offend anybody that I've ever DJ'd for, because they're all great weddings in my opinion. But you do have those great weddings where, you'll always remember moments, and the shirt off weddings. If you're watching this, any of y'all, so we got this group of family, this family that always hires us for their weddings, and anytime we're DJing, they take their shirts off. Toward the end of the night, all the guys take their shirts off and they just party down. And I remember BJ it was his first wedding. I didn't realize it was going to get that rowdy and that fun, right? But dude, he was like, Oh my gosh, dude! Is this how all the weddings go? No,
You
no,
can't
that
take
is
your
not.
shirt off.
That is not how all the weddings go. This is a fun. It's a fun wedding in their own way, right?
Yeah.
But man,
Just to each their own. They all have, their own thing.
Yeah, he said he'll never forget it. Yeah, I mean, we've done probably 7 or 8 of their weddings now, and actually the second to the last one we just did, there was like 12 of us. And they asked me to take my shirt off and take a big picture with them, and we did. I took my shirt off, and we took a great big picture. I got it. It's
cool.
just. I mean, I don't do it at weddings.
And that's the thing. Like what you're saying though, that you appeal to certain people. Like I had people that was really, really formal, didn't really want a lot of dance music and stuff. Was kind of slow music, and that's fine because you find something nice about that wedding. They're all fun.
They're all fun.
But you got the ones where they're like people really just get down. I mean, they are a dancing crowd. They really get involved. It's a different. It's a different form of being.
My family,
Yeah.
loves dancing.
Yeah.
See, that's my people. I mean,
You know,
These are my people.
Yeah, so when you hit that one song and like the whole crowd erupts and like rushes the dance floor,
yes,
the adrenaline rush you get from that, I know you're not playing the music, right? You're not up on stage with a guitar singing the music, but you made that happen. And that adrenaline, I can only imagine being a musician and that happening as you're playing your own song and stuff. I can only imagine.
Electric Slide, Cupid Shuffle, you know.
He could have picked out any other songs.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's just copyright in my head.
That's a DJ's worst enemy, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I hated that song.
Chicken Dance.
I knew he was gonna say that. I was like, I knew that was coming.
Okay,
The
go back.
Macarena.
Let's go, Baby Shark. Baby Shark.
Have you had anybody do that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's the new chicken dance. So
Oh, is it? Yeah, I
go
was
ahead,
gonna
bush
say.
slide.
The bush light dance.
God, here we go again, Joe.
Here we go.
He's like,
Oh,
I'm
boy.
gonna pop
Here
another
we
one.
go.
Think about it.
No, I love
But-
being a DJ, guys. It's you do have bad moments, bad load ins, bad load outs, long days, long nights, you're away from your family every weekend, things like that. But dude, it's just amazing being with people, special people on their day and making their day something to remember. And you're a big part of it.
And traveling too,
Yeah.
I mean, just
Getting out, and going the places and stuff. I know it's been different this past year, but
Yeah, it's been weird this past year for sure.
It's definitely been hard on some businesses, and I can see where it would probably affected you.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
bounce back from it. That's the best thing you can do.
Make the best
is
of
make
it,
the
you
best
know?
of what you got. Like you said, the LaGrange thing. It was outdoors.
Yeah.
You know,
we made
it's
the best
still
of
the
it.
sound of music that cheered people up, and they got to see the lights. Maybe they weren't all in a big crowd, all up on top of each other.
Yep. Like
But-
so the Be Kind girls. I don't know if you've seen the signs or not. The Be Kind signs.
Yeah, my
right?
brother's got one in his yard.
So we did a big event for them this year outside, and it was in LaGrange. It was on the strip.
It's a
And,
big thing going.
Man, it was 2 little girls, right? That started this.
Started
thing. Just
doing
by
the
just by
signs.
spray painting signs. Be kind, right?
Really?
2
Wow.
little girls, man, and they do it. They
That's
don't
awesome.
they don't want any help from anybody. They don't want anybody to donate money or anything. They just want them to buy the signs so they could donate to these charities and stuff. And they came out and we did a great big event for them and stuff. And I mean, that was cool. They had just appeared on the Today Show. They're from LaGrange, Kentucky, right? And they just appeared on the Today Show.
That's
just
cool.
2 little girls, man. And that again, those are the moments those are the kind of things that we get to do as a DJ and that are special and awesome. So,
Like I said, every one of those things have a memory to them. Like
Yeah,
say you can say that every wedding, you got the ones that's really wild. You'll remember something from that one.
sure. Yeah,
You got
yeah.
the ones that's really calm, but had a really sweet old lady, that danced, and it was cute that she danced with
Yeah.
her husband for so many years. You'll remember that.
Absolutely.
People don't think when you're like, oh, it's all dance parties and all that stuff. It's not the same thing. It's
Right.
like you take pride in what you do,
right.
and you do
Yeah.
that. You do that to the full extent for everybody, whether it's one that really, really jams it up and one
Sure,
it's
sure.
not so much.
Well, you get connected with each one of these people, and like they become your friends. Each wedding we've done, I mean, I keep up with. They have a baby. They have somebody pass away. We're always there to tell them because we're connected to them.
On that note, too, like that's why I love small businesses.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That is a note. I have friends that work at big businesses. I've worked at big business. They don't care.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You may find somebody else that's does a bunch of them, but they may have somebody pop up there and don't know what they're doing.
Right.
You know, or something.
Or
So
cheaper or whatever. You
you get kind of what you pay for, but you also get that sense of family
Sure.
kind of into it too. So that makes the difference thing. You know, you're going up to.
Some of my best friends are weddings we've done in the past. Some of my DJs that actually DJ for me are weddings in the past. You know, so.
I guess on the last one, we'll end on this one. So what do you wish you knew before you had started out doing this?
What do I wish I knew?
Yeah, I know there's probably tons of it, but
There
I guess
is.
one that just kicks out to you. I guess it's because I mean I knew there was a bunch of stuff I thought.
Right.
But,
So the one thing I wish I knew when I first started, was how much goes into it behind closed doors. You know, you don't just show up and throw a speaker out and play music.
yeah.
Right. There is a lot that goes on behind closed doors. I mean, my wife would vouch for it. I mean, I spend hours and hours and hours working, consultations, putting music playlists together, mixing music, mixing special songs, things like that. And my wife, she does a lot of the backside work on the websites and everything. There's a lot that goes on behind closed doors that people don't know, and I didn't know going into it.
No, and that was the thing. I was thinking, oh, cool, man, I'm gonna go out and make money playing music. You know,
Yeah.
I like music. I play guitar and stuff like that. I've always loved music. I was like, that's gonna be cool. That'd be like the best job ever. Then I got out there and I'm like, holy crap! Then my machine, you know, be messing up, and I'm like, shit, I need another one, you know,
Sure.
or something. You know, you don't think about all that stuff when you
Right.
go into it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's
Nothing you do, any
it's like,
business you go into
when
it.
when you first start, did you really think like, you know, man, this is so much hard. You know, this is hard. You know, you got to memorize everything.
Sure.
You know, get everything in line. Make sure all your equipment
Names
works,
right, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes on, and not to mention, you know, you got to know your equipment. So the only way to know your equipment and to actually do it outside of a wedding is to practice on the backside.
Right,
So,
right.
you know, I know we don't play guitars or anything like that, but I mean, we're mixing music with turntables. We're messing with computer softwares all over the board, photo booths, everything. You know, you got to know that equipment before you go into a wedding, because if you don't, you can mess somebody's special day up.
That, you know, and having the personality, it takes a different kind of personality, you know, to be able to go out and do that. You
Sure.
know, like you get some people that's just like, oh, I can do it. And then they get out there and they're like,
They freeze.
They
up.
freeze.
Oh yeah.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, it's totally different than what you think.
Sure,
You know, it's
sure.
not.
And
it's
there are
not
people that
like-
make it look easy, right? You know,
Yeah. I mean, there's some people just naturally they don't get scared
Sure.
of that. I'd say that's a good trait. You definitely don't really
I
get,
learned it.
but
yeah.
you just never really seem like the person that got nervous in
Sure.
front of a crowd. You
Sure.
take some people out, just like we do these lives and stuff. I mean, Patrick talked about it before. It's like we screw up. We've done stuff. I stumbled over words. Hell, one night I forgot the ending thing,
You did.
and I was like,
Totally
but it's being able to come back from it. I knew
Sure.
I screwed up. It's live. I knew it's going to
Yeah.
happen.
Let me try that over.
Yeah, you know, but having to be able to joke about it and be able to do it, just don't just, you know, just freeze because I screwed up. You know, it's being able to come back from that. And there's some people that once they screw up, they get just the emotions start building in them and they just pause, man.
Sure.
They just
Are
don't
they
do
not,
nothing.
Are they not seeing the lights behind us?
Yeah, he's probably just asking if you could put anything.
Oh,
back there, you know?
anything.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
see the lights. I was like, wait a minute. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the feed
Yeah.
now. I was like, yeah.
So Tiffany, you know, I agree with that. So weddings are awesome. You know, seeing your dad making so many people dance, laughing, it was the best. I'll never forget one of my DJs up in Indianapolis, Gary Boggs. You know Gary.
Oh, I know, Gary.
He the first time he ever went out by himself, he trained and finally went out into a wedding by himself. And I'll never forget him meeting me with the equipment and dropping it off to me. And he was on an adrenaline high like nobody's business. He was like, oh my gosh, dude, I hit this song and people just filtered to the dance floor and it just lasted all night long. You know, those are the moments, man. Those are why we do what we do.
When you pick a song out of your feeling,
Yeah.
but you know,
Yeah,
hey,
you-
let's
you're
try
reading the crowd,
Let's
you
try
know?
this one and see what happens, you know, and boom,
Yeah,
100 people on the dance floor, you
bam.
know.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just
And that's the thing. It's just it's what gets you driving. Because I remember when I used to come home, man, we'd be all talking loud because you knew it was a good night if you had that somebody cranking.
Yeah.
If you was redlining, bing, bing, bing,
Oh,
bing, you know,
yeah.
redlining.
Oh, yeah.
You was pushing your equipment into everything it could do, and you'd have some people be like, turn it down just a tad.
Yeah.
Some people turn it all the way up.
Turn
I'm
it up
like-
some, you
I was
know?
like, no, I can't go up any more than what we're at. We're peaking right now. I can see stuff shaking.
Yeah,
I was like, I
yeah.
think we're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the days. That was
Yeah.
it's fun, man. It
Yeah,
really
we did
is.
so like anything from that to like specialty stuff. I remember this one wedding. We did a ceremony, and they, again, I'm not gonna mention any names, so I don't want to get anybody upset or anything. But we did this ceremony. They had just lost their son, and they were. I mean, he was, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years old.
Damn.
And
Damn.
they lost him, and so in order to get through everything and to try to get through the emotions, they done these butterflies, live butterflies inside of envelopes, right? And they had them shipped in. They were alive, and they released them, and they just went through the sky, and they came back around and just landed, and it was like,
wild.
oh man, it was,
that's-
everybody erupted with tears, man. Like those kind of moments. It don't all have to be fist pumping moments.
Right.
We had a father record a song for his daughter. He recorded it. He thought that's what was going to play during the father-daughter dance. The daughter had a different idea and said, "Here's what I want to do. I want to play his song halfway through, and then I'm going to secretly record a song for him, and I want it mixed into his song."
Oh, that's cool.
That's
and they
awesome.
did that. I mean,
That's awesome.
Those kind of moments, dude. He broke down. Like, I mean, he granted him doing the recording was great.
Right.
And they were very talented people to be able to do that. But he done the recording, and then I mixed it in, and when it hit her part of the song, and it went to a different song for him, oh, he lost it. And that, dude, those kind of moments, that it ain't all I got to be about
even
fist
hits
pumping.
you a little
Oh,
bit, you
yeah.
know. I mean,
there's been many weddings, and my whole crew. I got 9 people. My whole crew will vouch for you. There's times I got to turn around and just start crying.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
he just overwhelms you with stuff, and
Yeah.
and that's the cool part about it. That's what gets you going every day. So
yeah.
that's America, baby.
America.
I mean, Tiffany, this is making me emotional and so many memories. That's what it's about. It's all about emotions. Weddings are all about emotions. That's why I don't do parties or anything else anymore. I started out doing karaoke events and parties and derby
No,
parties.
you just get people want to tear your shit up.
Yeah. And weddings aren't like that. It's all about emotion and happiness and
Just having fun.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know? And
yeah.
Yeah, you go out to the bar scene, man. After so long of doing that, it gets old.
Yeah.
Like they just tear your shit up. But drunk, you got to watch, and they'll trip over your cords and
Yeah.
tear your stuff up, and you're like, you spend a lot on that stuff, and
Yeah.
just for them to.
Yeah. And
It's-
I've had some weddings tear my stuff up before.
Well, I mean that
but-
happens. I mean that's just the
Yeah.
rule of doing
Yeah.
it. But you're more prone, I guess, if they're really, really drunk at bars doing karaoke,
Oh, yeah.
dropping your mics. Yeah, that's why you always got the real cheap.
Cheap
what was it,
mics.
Shure.
Oh yeah.
Talking about those mics, Shure mics. And
Yeah.
I always had those, and they dropped them and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I agree with you, Tiffany. This is an awesome topic. It's a topic that me and my family live with every single day. So
Cool,
Right on,
man.
brother. It's awesome.
So, like I said, if you want to check him out, go on over. Do you have a website? I'm correct.
yeah. www.extremesouthernproduction.com.
Facebook.
Facebook, Extreme Southern Productions. Or just give me a shout. Yeah. Kevin Jaggers. Yeah, I don't remember him. Let's see. Playing ZZ Top. Sharp Dressed Man. I love it. I
Hell
love
yeah.
it. Yeah, that's a good one. Classic.
This is like I wrote my wedding song, and a lot of people didn't even know it was me.
Really?
Like, yeah, I had people come up there and be like, "That song was actually pretty good." Like, who did it? And I'm like, me. They're like,
Really? That's
"What?"
awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
know
I did that, and recorded it on a CD, and I think my wife still got it somewhere in there. I
How
still
cool is that?
remember a little bit of
Hey,
it.
we'll have to play it one night.
Right.
Yeah, now we have to get it.
Along with the shake weights.
Hell
Yeah, the shake weights on there. God, y'all really. Hey, can you get some kind of different light, like a bed? It's like bright lights. showing?
Right,
I got
right.
Is that
shake
what you
weights.
want?
Right.
Not really. But
I
I'm
got
sure.
I got some great videos, guys. I'm serious. Next time I
So they
come on
gotta
here,
get 'em.
I'm gonna bring my videos, all my videos.
Hell yes.
I'll send them to you, and you can put them up on the screen.
Yeah.